Welcome back to the channel for our predicted lineup of Aston Villa v Nottingham Forest. The episodes have been coming thick and fast with this sort of mad game week that we had with Chelsea, Leicester, and then Forest. So it's meant that there's been no turnaround and there's just been episodes left, right, and centre. And I don't know where I am, to be fair. But yeah, so welcome to the show. If you're new, subscribe, drop this video a like, get involved in the comment section down below. It's there for you guys to all vent what you want to say, your thoughts, share your thoughts. Goes off like a fan forum every single time in the comment section as well. So it's great to see everybody interacting with each other. But, you know, I mean, it is mad, isn't it, that we beat Chelsea, we beat Leicester. Now we're going to try and beat Forest, which would be a remarkable week for Aston Villa. It would be absolutely mental. And I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to beat Forest with what we've got going on, the way we're playing, the energy, the vibe, the buzz of everybody going to Villa Park happy. And you know, I'm just so happy that we go into Villa Park on the back of 2 wins and the home fans can enjoy this energy. And I am expecting the noise at Villa Park on Saturday to be like no noise I've ever experienced in a long, long time at Villa Park. So if you are at the game, make sure you play your part with the songs and just get it absolutely rocking and bouncing, because these players now, they now need us. They need us more than ever to just try and, at times, get them over the line at times when it's needed, because now we're in this position. We need to take full responsibility and get into Europe. We need to do it while we've got the opportunity. So I think we play our part. Again, you see all the time, don't you, that sometimes some teams don't play that well, but then they pick up the points. I go back to a game in the season for Arsenal against Bournemouth at home, the 3-2. Reece Nelson, I think it was, just comes on, pops up the 97th minute winner. Doesn't feature that much for them still, but if that's all he had to do was come on and get that goal and win them that game. And just that's the vibe that we've got, I think, with what we've got going on. Traore, not really in the team that much. Come back, wanted to play his part for Aston Villa. Gets Villa the 3 points. That's completely fine. You know, and those moments are what get you your end goal, aren't they? And, you know, I'll go back to like the Leicester when they won the league, the energy, the buzz, the vibe. The fans play a massive, massive part in keeping the harmony and the unity and the buzz and the vibe around the place. So we do have a big part to play and we need to play our part. So let's make sure that atmosphere is rocking. So let's get straight into the predicted lineup, then what we're expecting. So I've watched a bit of Forest. I watched them against Wolves. And if I'm being honest, against Wolves, I did think they were the better team. Wolves had majority of possession. Nottingham Forest were looking to hit Wolves on the counter. They could have and they should have been about 3-0 up before Wolves scored. So I do think Wolves got a little bit lucky in that game. Forest again relinquished possession against Leeds United and they were well and truly battered in that game. Again, looking to catch teams on the counter-attack. Their passing networks aren't very good at all. They're so disjointed. There isn't really much of a passing network going. It looks like Emmanuel Dennis might be out for this game as well. So I think if Villa can dominate the ball, obviously we have to watch on the counter. What we don't want to do is have a game like what we saw against Leicester, where the high line was so high and they caught us on the break numerous times. We've evolved. We're a lot better than that, so I don't expect that line to be too high. But I do think there might be one change in this side, and I think it might be a little bit tactical. So we'll go and have a look what I think might happen. But, you know, Martinez is going to start off in goal. We've got Mings and Konsa, who are just, I mean, I keep saying it, the best Mings and Konsa that we've seen. I think they are They're looking really, really good, aren't they? Moreno had a really good game for Villa. He's now starting to look like he owns that shirt. And I do kind of think this is where we might have the change. And I think it might be Chambers. Just because of the way I think the game's going to go. I think Young needs a rest. I do. I think to play 2 Premier League games for Aston Villa in short space, I think he's a stretch and he's got through it. I don't really think he was at fault for the Harvey Barnes goal. I just think uh, um, it was brilliance from Barnes to bring that touchdown. The way it fell, the finish was great. You know, he outpaced Young. What can Young do? You know, he's like 30 odd, isn't he? So late 30s. So, you know, I think he's done a tremendous thing for Aston Villa, what he's done this season. But the reason why I think Chambers is going to come in is because if I'm going to quickly show you what I think the average positions in this game is going to look like, I think it's going to look something similar to this. So I think what it's going to look like is the average positions in this game will look like that. So with that being said, what I was seeing from Forest in their last couple of games and what I've seen from Villa is Villa are now pushing our passing network and our average positions into the opposition half. So what we're starting to see is Aston Villa are having majority of our players are in the opposition half for the majority of the game. So I think if that's the case, then I think maybe we can allow Chambers to play in this game. If we're going to go predominantly down the left-hand side, then I think we can do this because it will enable us to have 3 defenders that can just sit and hold the shape while we transition into our asymmetric shape. So I think if it looks like that, which it's pretty much been looking week in, week out now, then I think we can allow. If Unai wants to curtail Moreno and push the right back forward, then I think maybe Young might play in this game. But I do think it will be the opposite side. So we'll stick with Moreno, and I think it will look something similar to that, the average positions in this game as well. So that's what I think it's going to look like. And I think we've got to be confident that we can obviously go to Villa Park and get the 3 points because we're now in territory where Nottingham Forest are terrible away from home. We're a really nasty team to play. We are dominant with the football. We create lots of chances. So I think, yes, we have to be aware of their threat like you do any side, but play our game, play our natural game. Unai will have a plan as well. So if it looks something similar to that, that's what I think it'll look like. I'm going to say Kamara won't be ready for this one. I think if he wasn't ready on Tuesday and he wasn't on the bench, then I don't think he'll be ready for this one. So we're going to go with a Dougie Luiz and a McGinn in central midfield. We'll go with Ramsey, who I think has got a big game to play in this one. I think I want to see his progressive carries. I want to see him helping out in midfield. I want to see him really having a real strong game. I think Ramsey and Bailey did well for the team on Tuesday. I don't necessarily think they had amazing individual performances. I think they did enough to make it a team performance. They were working hard for the team. I do want to see just that little bit more from Ramsey, Bailey, Buendia as well. So I think they've all got big games to play. I think it will be Buendia in this position here. So we are going to stick with. Where is Bailey? We're going to stick with Bailey, and it's going to be Ollie Watkins up top. I know a lot of you might be at home thinking you can't drop Traore, but like I've said, I think we've kind of got to look at it and think what he did was it was brilliance, wasn't it? It was a great finish. No, I'm going to stick with Bailey. I am going to stick with Bailey in this. I think we can't be blindsided that it was an absolute worldie and he should be starting games because I I don't think he's got enough minutes in his legs to start games for a starter. And I do think Bailey did work hard for the team against Leicester. So I am going to go with Bailey still. But again, I want to see more. I want to see more. I want to see him beating a man. He's got a big game to play. And then we're going to go Watkins up top, who is just absolutely in scintillating form for Aston Villa. So that is my lineup, Villa fans. Let me know what your thoughts are. I think that's my line. Yeah, that's the lineup I'd go with. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Get involved in the comment section down below. I have got something I'm going to plug, and it's not that I was on Sky Sports, by the way. So this is what I want to show you. So basically, I'm trying to grow this YouTube channel. It's a second YouTube channel for me, and I am covering football in general, talking about Villa quite a lot on there still. But, I'm previewing like the Premier League games. So we're looking at games ahead. We're predicting what's going to happen. We're talking about teams in general. So I've been talking about Wolves, the best managers to keep sides up. I've predicted who's going down. So it's going along quite nicely. I've done a Villa Europe episode as well. So yeah, there's different content now. I am going to be doing like different sports such as boxing watch-alongs and everything like that. So if you could go over and subscribe, can we get it to 1,000 subscribers? It's nearly on 700. So I'm going to put the link in this description. Just click the link, subscribe. Helps me out massively, more than you imagine. So if you can help support me, go and do that for me as well. So thanks for all of your support and everything. So up the Villa. We'll have a press conference one tomorrow as well. So yeah, can't wait for the game. And you'll have all of our content at the weekend as well. So up the Villa, and I'll speak to you all soon.